In painting the pumpkins, I use wet on wet technique. I sprayed water on the surface of the paper and then I spread the water across the paper with flat brush, and then I started by using my lightest color, which is Hansa yellow and cadmium lemon, and then I use cadmium orange and some cadmium red. I let the first layer to dry. Based on the color theory rule, the opposite color of orange is blue. I added some touches of blue to my orange, but mostly I use magenta. So here you can see me adding mixture of more magenta and less orange and a touch of ultramarine blue. Focusing on the darker areas and thinking about the source of light, which is on my top left side. These areas I'm darkening them by using more blue and less orange. I'm gonna dry this first layer and then glaze more mixture of permanent rose and also yellow. Here I'm using sap green and a touch of ultramarine blue and working on the darker side of the stems, while orange and yellow are on the first layer and on the bottom surface. Here I'm using purple. You can use Winsor Violet or the purple from your Yarka palette. While I'm using the purple, I'm thinking about the shadows and darker values and negative spaces in between those haze. I'm using some more of the purple and also some other warm colors like orange and yellow. I'm gonna let this layer to dry, and then after I'm working on those grooves and lines on the pumpkin and creating those sections by making a very light value darker orange color using the colors that I explained earlier. Same thing on this pumpkin. I'm using a touch of magenta, a little bit of ultramarine blue, and I'm not drawing the lines with my brush all the way across the pumpkin. Just I'm making some of the lines thicker, some thinner, but they are all very light. And by light, I mean I add more water. I'm gonna let this layer to dry. And then I'm gonna go with my final touch, which would be magenta. And I am going over even my stem with this color to create a sense of unity to each element, connection between my stems and the pumpkins. The final touch right now is to add a glaze of cobalt blue or ultramarine blue to the background and darker areas of the pumpkin. Adding some dark accents using indigo. You can use Payne's Gray or Neutral Tint as well. And the work is done. Thanks for watching.